reform critic, sir.
Welcome, Nathan Cullen, from the second most beautiful riding in the country.
Here he goes again. Point of order. Thank you, Minister, for attending. Wondering, because ostensibly I think you're also here for mydemocracy.ca. Do we know what the cost was for that?
The cost in terms of the actual contract with Vox Pop?
No, the all-in cost. We were waiting. We knew the contract to Vox Pop, but the all-in cost we were waiting from the last time we talked.
Right. So if in terms of electoral reform writ large, I think it's in the order of about $3.8 million when you add in staff, contract, the mail out from Canada Post. The minister's tour would be in that.
Okay.
But if it would be helpful to the committee, we could provide a detailed breakdown of the costs that have been spent on electoral reform.
Very helpful. Do you, Minister, do you think it was a success, that exercise, the mydemocracy.ca part of the government's outreach?
Well, first of all, just before I want to get back to thank David for his comments, and I am looking forward to working with this whole committee moving forward, and I hope that we do. And I just want to recognize the fact that I know you have lots of work ahead of you, and I know you've got big tasks, but I also have confidence in the ability of all the members on this committee to get through all of that, and I'm looking forward to doing this together. With regards to mydemocracy.ca, I do think that it was a worthwhile exercise to have been had, and I think that the fact that there were 380,000 Canadians roughly who participated was, it was quite good in the sense of that's the largest participation in a consultation that the government has had.
So was there a specific answer or some result you got from that survey that led to your government concluding to abandon the electoral reform commitment? Was there some way that Canadians answered or didn't answer a question that said, okay, that's our consultation is proven through this exercise that we shouldn't go ahead?
So the decision was made based on all of the many different pieces of the consultations and the work that went into the past year of engagement with Canadians.
When did you get your mandate letter from the Prime Minister?
My mandate letter was made public on February 1st.
When did you receive it?
My mandate letter was made public on February 1st.
Okay, I just want to know when you received it. I know when it was made public. I was there. Did you receive it on February 1st?
So my mandate letter was made public on February 1st.
Okay, that's...
You can ask it many more times.
I know, and you cannot answer it many more times. That seems strange because the receiving of a letter doesn't exactly require state secret guardianship level. All I'm asking is when you received your letter. It's not a challenging question.
And I'm responding that it was made public on February 1st.
Okay.
There you go, man.
Transparency. You watched the Young Women in the House, Daughters of Democracy, Daughters of the Vote. Did you hear Chelsea Montgomery's question to the Prime Minister?
I heard all the questions.
So here, I'll quote it for you just to refresh all our memories. Instead of waiting until 2090, that's the year it would take if we keep on the path that we're going on right now to see gender parity in this House. So what commitments are you making, and what is the plan to go forward? There was some notion that we'd had some great improvement from the last election to this election in terms of results for women. It went up 1%, still around 75% men in the House of Commons. Chelsea's question was very direct to the Prime Minister. He chose not to answer it in terms of a specific. We had put before the House previously a way to change the way parties are reimbursed from their election expenses if they nominate more women. Are you in favor of such a proposal?
I'm looking forward to hearing from the committee on their reccommendations. I think that there are many different innovative ways that we can encourage women's participation in politics.
Can you remind me, I was trying to look it up before the committee, did you vote for it was a bill in Parliament. Do you recall if you voted for it or not?
I would have to look at the record.
You don't recall?
I don't recall. I don't think I did vote in favor of it, but I would have to double check.
Okay. Some of your colleagues did, within the government ranks. It was one of the recommendations. You rejected. Because what Chelsea was asking the Prime Minister is about his broken promise on electoral reform, and particularly bringing in a more fair voting system, which we know from Equal Voice and from a lot of the other studies, proportional systems tend to elect more women. The Prime Minister's declared himself many times a feminist and his interest in electing more women, but he rejected the proposal that the committee of all parties put forward to him, as you did, for a proportional system. Here is another way of getting at it. As my colleague said, we had to find other ways. One of the ways is through the nomination process, encouraging parties and discouraging them from electing and nominating men and other overrepresented groups in our Parliament. You've seen a bill. You've had a chance to vote on such a bill. You've seen the committee report recommending this. The Conservatives joined with the Green and the Bloc in recommending this. I know some Liberals had some interest in it as well. Are you open to accepting such a proposal?
I'm open to receiving such a proposal and other proposals, and I think it's important that we do think about innovative mechanisms to engage women in politics.
Thank you, Minister. Time's up.
Okay.
Mr.